Requiring large facilities for warehousing and wholesale distribution are not allowed.
That should be,
Okay.
And again, I don't think you even need to leave that in because of our, we have,
The process.
yeah, if you're building over so many square feet, then it has to go to a conditional use. Rob Armstrong's garage was over, he had to go to a conditional use. Anything large in RA zone has to go to a conditional use. 12, I can't remember what the footage is right off.
Yeah, I think Rob's was like 2 or 3 times or 4 times. Like,
Yeah.
with the norm.
Yeah.
Okay, I could agree with you that that could get handled in planning if you know, we want to make sure that no large facilities or, they're not doing that. Does it need to be stated? I mean, I like this wording, but if it's already covered, then we don't have, need to be.
Yeah, accessory structures will already cover that.
Okay.
That's a deck with a wall, right?
I don't think it hurts to have it, but if it does, take it
Large
out.
facilities for warehousing.
Well,
Most of this stuff kind of goes to a commercial zone no matter what, it's not.
So if we left it, is there, who could think of a few things that why, if we did leave it, it'd be a problem?
The only thing like maybe,
Number 4, yeah.
like number 6, shipping, you know, you got this small business that's repackaging bulk items into, like their, whatever it was that Eric was talking about. They get a,
The medical.
oh, yeah, the medical kits, they're probably buying a bulk amount of them and then they're reshipping from their house.
Well, UPS stock
But that's not their business. This, I think, implies like a shipping
The shipping and
business.
receiving business.
Like a
Yeah.
shipping, receiving business,
Okay.
not that you're shipping stuff out or anything.
Okay.
So
I
that
didn't want to leave them out if they were already.
Yeah. And maybe this doesn't make sense, I don't know.
okay, we're back on 4. I know 5, so business requiring large facilities for warehousing and wholesale distribution are not allowed.
All the rest of those are already commercial, have to be in a commercial zone.
this is just, I think, just giving them that definite, clear factor, saying you're not, you know.
So it's on paper and clarity that if somebody is gonna be reading the code, that it's not.
It's gonna definitely weed out very quickly.
I can look through those pair of glasses, Eric.
And it's not gonna hurt them having it in there, right?
So number 8, we
Yeah,
probably ought to look
I
at.
agree.
Hold on, let's get through 4 real quick, and then we got,
oh. So accessory buildings, maximum area of an accessory building, non-agricultural accessory building that has a footprint larger than 1,500 feet. So 1,500 square feet has to be a conditional use.
and bigger, so 10 by 50, 20 by, whatever.
Right.
So if I do 160 by 100.
But we don't want some guy reading this to see if I can put my business here to have to go find accessory building.
If you just left that in there, it's not gonna hurt anything.
I don't know that it hurts. If it's already in
I have no
accessory
problem
building,
leaving it
it's
in.
already.
I think we leave 4 in.
Okay.
I mean, honestly.
Great.
Well, I mean, the rest of them, I mean, all you're doing is clarifying what's already there, just saying, you don't meet this.
So then we will need to add to the back of this then conflicting statements, like the rest of our code. Which one will prevail?
Because yes, I mean, I know there's conflicting in almost everything we do somewhere.
Right, but it spells out that this one will prevail. The more
Most
restrictive,
recent,
or the one in this chapter will prevail over it.
That's not a problem, is that okay?
So, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The zoning,
Okay. So we moved up, we passed 4. We left it, we left 4.
Left
5,
4 in.
medical, dental insurance, and other healthcare businesses are not allowed.
yeah.
Yeah, as in keep it across.
No, I don't think we want those kind in a residential area.
Okay, cross it out.
Yeah.
Cross it out and
Our
keep it.
doctor,
Keep it.
dental
Keep
office.
it, keep it in,
Keeping
number
five.
5 stays in.
Medical, we're keeping 5.
Yes.
Keeping 5. Shipping, transport.
Well, wait a minute, healthcare. Didn't we say we had a massage?
We do.
Get rid of healthcare then, cross it off.
Just scratch healthcare.
Okay,
Does that work?
yep,
Scratching healthcare.
catching healthcare.
Rental insurance businesses are not allowed.
That's about the same thing.
And then some.
Well, okay, so you got,
Medical, dental insurance, and other healthcare.
just get rid, just medical, dental, and insurance businesses are not allowed.
But there's insurance
We
agents
have
that work out of their house and just do
lawyers?
their thing. They have no employees, they just do their own
That's
insurance.
true, this would
Would
get rid
that
of
fall
them.
under the previous?
Actually, probably would follow the, yeah.
Home
yeah, this is-
occupation.
Yeah,
Home
there you go.
occupation.
That's, yeah. So are we saying then on 6, in it to keep it or scratch shift, 6? Shipping, oh.
6.
You have to scratch that week.
What's
medical,
that?
dental, and insurance businesses are not allowed, is that okay?
I like it.
Yeah, and so we just scratched only the
And
healthcare.
other.
And other.
What are we doing on 6?
Okay, shipping, transport, and trucking businesses are not allowed.
So again, we have trucking businesses all over the town that park here and then they leave. They have their offices here. I don't, think we can't keep that in there.
We do have quite a few of them, actually.
Yes, we do.
So we're crossing on 6.
So shipping, truck, help me with that one, Eric.
Well, ours is a trucking business. We have
Scott
a business license in the valley.
Coleman's,
He's been,
we got, on the corner of Big Hollow.
Oh, I see, so we can allow the business, but we don't allow maybe all the equipment associated with the business, is that what you're saying? Because what this is getting at is large equipment on the premises,
Because they
and
moved,
pulling in and out of a residential area.
the Coleman's moved their equipment down to off the Daniels Road.
in the acting industrial law.
Industrial zone.
But it shouldn't get at someone with one of those businesses having their office at their home.
Right, or his truck, he drives his truck. He's always.
He's a hot shot, he has just a fifth wheel trailer and he takes it out. I mean, that's not an impact compared to some of these kind of things, but. So what do we want to do, 6? Shipping, transport, and trucking business.
We need to modify it, but do we have anything?
Put a question mark,
Yeah,
Janet.
that's only 2, that's only 2 that we're
Mark,
down to
which is that say?
answering.
Hmm?
Short-term
What do you think
rentals,
that should say?
motels, bed and breakfast,
says
and
that we're
reception
out.
centers are not allowed.
Okay, so you
No,
can
I mean, if
scratch
we
number
rewrite it.
7 because state law allows
If we
that.
rewrite.
Hold on,
it,
let's
it should
discuss
say-
that with you.
Okay,
I know you mentioned that before. I have got 2 different communications with regards
Why would you
to
scratch it?
short-term rentals, motels, bed and breakfast, and reception centers are not allowed. No, I mean that wrong. They couldn't charge them for advertising and things, but if you busted them actually doing it, so I'm clarifying on my, that should stay in my opinion. Yeah.
you should stay, I'm saying it's gone.
I
Sure.
asked Cameron Deal
Uh-huh.
specifically if we can regulate this, and he said we can. He says you need to be careful because you might not be able to in the future, but right now you can still regulate that.
But I understand that short-term rentals still are totally illegal. They just can't, you can't bust them for advertising. You have to catch them in, they have to have proof that they are renting, not just advertising.
Let's put a question mark by that and I'll forward you the email,
What
Eric.
did you decide on 6? Because I feel like we got passed over.
Question
We're gonna
mark
come
on
back.
Put a
6.
question mark by it, moved on.
All
For which one?
6,
6.
And
What did we do
7.
on 7? Did
Yeah.
Question mark.
Another question. So the short-term rental,
Manufacturing
number
sale of
7, is
goods
that?
such as garments, food, and drink is not permitted.
Yeah, that's gotta go.
illegal.
What about my still?
It's allowed. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
right.
Okay, guys, with that
We
wrap
scratched
up,
8.
the Scotch State, we're down to 3 question marks, 7, 6, and 5.
Yep.
I think that's a good night tonight. We might even get through this here next month.
Okay, so you'll send us out an email on that? I wonder if we should,
Linda, did you get all that? You're
She
amazing.
never misses anything. She is amazing.
What are you
She's
thinking?
gonna be very hard to replace.
Yeah,
I'm almost wondering if we should ask our town attorney about that,
Which one?
short-term rentals.
Okay. Council, I have no problem, I'd like to. There's definitely a lot of gray area in it.
Maybe what I,
Well, when they send the email.
yeah, maybe what I'll do is send you guys the email and then see if you think you want to go to the town attorney.
Yeah.
Good.
Of course, if we want 2 different apartments, if we want 3 opinions, we'll write 3 attorneys.
Cameron, she's got hers and she would know, and she would know.
Yeah.
I sent you the email.
Yeah, pretty
The
straightforward.
attorneys are not allowed to do business.
I'll have a copy of this for you.
Okay, anything else, we're gonna move on?
This is the new one.
I think you should.
You have to get this one off the website.
So that was 13.
Let's see, what was it under?
approval of minutes of July 10th, 2017. And if we have read it or not read it, the chair will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as written or changes.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes. Do we have a second?
I'll second
We have a motion and a second for the minutes of July 10th. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye?
Alright,
Any opposed? Did we get 3 there?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt abstained.
And you abstain, okay. You got that, okay, great.
Gosh, we've killed some trees with this all on you.
We're almost done. The Recorder's office, warrant approval, announcements, etc. Lynn, I'll turn the time over to you.
Okay. First page, bills presented to the town, reimbursement for phone expense, and I purchased some stamps. Eric purchased some supplies for planning on the charge card from Staples, and I got a couple of ink cartridges for myself. The Utah Municipal Clerks Association dues for $100. One invoice from the Wasatch Way for the public hearing notice. Smith Hartford invoice was itemized about 6 items, all of which dealt with town issues, mostly the Carter Davis, and then on the second page, there was some work that he had discussed with Ryan on, I think it was Ryan, the sewer issue. So that broke out at $54 out of the invoice, but the majority was the town. Polaris quarterly tech support, $500. The number of invoices there from GDA. A lot of building going on. Public Works, there was a GDA invoice for roads, engineering, $1,260. Eric's Blue Stakes hours. And then the payroll.
So I have a question, hold on for a minute, Lynn. So I know it's come before, me. General planning, we've got $5,200. And I know you probably could break that down. Is there any particular part of that that's a big chunk of meat of somebody's or?
We're doing better, but we still have a ways to go on getting all those individual items. So when a permit comes in, there's nothing set up, and so we start, and all the time goes into general, and then it's supposed to get moved after the job is set up. And we're still having, frankly, I still need to get better at that. We've made some great headway. The other reason that's big is there's a lot of stuff, enforcement actions and just general calls that have continued to come in that have kept that higher than it historically has been. So the short answer is there's a few things that I know we need to work on, and I think I'm working on that. And then other things are a lot going on that falls into the general, and I'm not sure.
You are doing good, your name doesn't appear there. You need to work on everybody else.
I had to ask.
No, great question, and hopefully that's a good answer.
Good enough for tonight. Good in.
Okay, second page. Then municipal water. The utilities, GDA engineers does include the sampling for the water testing. Division of Finance, this is the big one, Series 2009 bond, $39,420. Chisel away at the amount. And the testing
You probably should
water.
have brought that up while you were here, huh? Here's our bond payment.
Yeah.
That might have helped.
Is that a yearly
Yes,
payment? Okay.
we have 2 bonds, 2009, 2011. This is the larger one.
Yeah, we should have brought it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can bring it up when I meet, after I meet with Ryan, get those zones.
Oh,
I'll just take this warrant in, I can show him.
Yes.
What's the other bond? How much is that roughly?
Oh, it seems like it's
4 or 7 or?
5,700 or something like that. It's
Okay.
quite a bit less.
so you can just say $40,000.
Yeah.
Couple of repair invoices, Standard Plumbing, Latimer's Do It Best. For work that Gary did. Payroll there. Wasn't a lot involved in municipal this time. Storm Haven, as you know, well, and I didn't change the name on there, Questar Gas is now Dominion, and they charge less for us to transact paying the bill online, so we saved about 35 cents.
They changed their name to protect the guilty.
Heber Light bill was much higher in Storm Haven than Heber, or than Daniel Municipal, and I wondered if that's going to continue if it was because of all the problems we had. You probably don't have any idea. $243.
When did the,
All that pump running the whole
time frame? I
time.
was just wondering, was that in that time frame?
Well, they send
That
out
was
their
right
bills at the end of the month.
Well,
July
the month
30.
before that, we had a leak on Tammy Lane, so between those two leaks, I'm sure that was a lot of it.
That's what I thought. So hopefully that'll go down. And there again, the GDA invoice includes the sampling time for water testing. The Smith Park is in at $54. And the water, coliform and Bacteria and E. coli. We got a bad test, I guess you could say, and so I had to be retested. I don't know if you know any more about that than what the invoices were for the sample.
We do, so we had a positive on one of the samples, so we retested. And then just to make life great, one of the retests came back positive, and so we had a visit from the state Thursday. It's probably longer than we want to go into. He concurs that it's probably, he's calling it sampling error. It's really no appropriate place to sample. And so we're sampling from yard hydrants and things that generally you would rather not sample from, but because of what the system has, there's really no alternative. So he agreed with our sampling. We made a couple changes to the protocol based on what he talked about to hopefully not get any more positives. And while he was up here, he made a list of, reviewed the system and made a list of other deficiencies, and I'm expecting quite the letter.
Adding points.
How many points did you
And
get?
most likely we'll be adding points with the deficiencies that he's found. Which is a double-edged sword, because
We
if
can
we
use
want to
those.
qualify for a grant, we need those points, so.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
not
sign?
bad.
What's the sign?
So I gotta figure out how to let them know that we're bad without getting them shut down before they have money.
So then on the payroll there, you can see a number of hours and expense. I have included a page 3 on here to try to delineate some of the times that people put in on the 2 repairs, Tammy Lane and the Brad Hansen. Mike Duggan, well, you can see Val Davis, 24 hours, Mike Duggan, 22 hours. He provides the use of his backhoe for $250 a day. Gary had a lot of time. There's the time delineated on Brad Hansen, which leads to the discussion. I'm sorry that Kim had to leave. Well, I guess it was Gary that discussed this more with me, but because Mr. Hansen did a lot of the work himself, Gary proposed that he wanted $350 deducted from his water bill, and our software people said they could not do that, that it would screw up the accounting, and so that essentially if we wanted to do that, we would have to cut Mr. Hansen a check to give him the credit there. So
he has an overuse.
overuse charge of $200 that Gary said they've taken that off.
They've taken that off?
We've taken that off.
Okay, the town has taken that off.
Yes, Kathy Joe has gotten into the system and
Okay.
credited him that $200.
Okay,
So if you agree on the $350, that needs to be a check cut to him. And then also, he purchased an excavation permit, but apparently did not cut into the road, and so there's a question, should that be refunded back to him? Which would be added to the $350 if you go along with their thinking.
So help me out here, what happened there?
There was a leak.
A leak?
Yeah, you're-
Underneath our road.
Well,
It's
it's his
line,
line.
but we Because he excavated all the way from his house, all the way out to the road.
Long way.
Couldn't find it. So then he said, okay, well, it's underneath the road that goes around there, but his meter's on the other side of the road from his house.
Which is on, it's still property.
Yes.
And
So-
so why are we paying for that?
So we ended up pulling the line underneath, but he pulled the permit just in case he had to reach the road to get to it, to replace it. So that one I can see refunding the 75. The other one was, the reason why we got into the problem in the first place was the setter itself was leaking on the city side. So we made him excavate out around thinking that it was all him, but then as soon as he got it excavated, the main 3-inch, it was 3-inch.
Yeah, it's boiling out of there.
3-inch line, they capped it, and they put an old hydrant there. The hydrant was completely inoperable, bent over, and then the cap blew. So when they pulled the dirt away, the cap wasn't even glued on anymore. There was no blocking or anything poured around it, thrust blocking. That was all gone. And so as the dirt was removed, he just allowed that plug to keep slipping and slipping, and then that's what caused the issue. So I was there, I repaired that, and then the line for the other one, we capped and had Adam Knight come in and rehook up the meter and setter and everything. So it wasn't all on Brad. I think that we should take some responsibility on this, and I didn't charge for any of my time there, because I was like, let's just help out the system, do what we can. But he did bring in a bunch of material, we bedded the line, redid the whole setter with sand and that around it, so it's done right.
And I think they're looking at it because if that guy didn't dig, Kim or Gary would have had dug, and they literally dug 6 feet deep to all this big giant hole, and it was, that's the reasoning behind it, is that he did labor, which was actually for the town's side of the fence.
So if you put my time in there, it'd be easily that. And so I'd say
After this.
I'm giving him back, and let him pay him for the time that he put into it, to well on into it.
I'm okay with it.
What about the excavation permit? You want to refund that back?
Well, we incurred costs on that. So we had inspection fees, we have a bill for $587.50. So your $75 fee.
Was eating up pretty quick there.
So we did incur costs, it's not like the town didn't incur costs on that. And obviously, there's a lot of time put on there, I mean, I was up there with Gary, and that doesn't show, this isn't reflective of how many hours was spent by any means, like Casey said, there's a bunch going on, but know that the town did incur costs.
Now, how much, also another question would be how much of this was time that we put into this at the beginning? Did we have to have all these people there? Did we have to have all this at different times? Could we just came to one conclusion and been able to knock it out quicker without having to have so much?
Good question.
I bet if we had, when we finally have that maintenance person for the town, he'll be able to handle all those things.
It's gonna cost
What do you think about
more.
what do you think about the refund or payment or hold off, or what do you want to do?
Well, Eric and Casey are on top of it more than me, so whatever they do.
We give back, if he didn't cut, I mean, well, we have costs incurred, he probably doesn't think that, does he even know we have costs incurred? Probably not. I mean, I know he hand dug that big down inside there, I mean, that was pretty typical, I would imagine.
Yeah, we took off like 4 days of work.
If you would've had somebody come in with a backhoe and work on that,
Well,
we'd
they
be
did.
looking at
Well, there's sewer right by
But
it, so they couldn't.
we couldn't, yeah, because the sewer line runs right there, and we didn't know exactly where that was as a town. So we dug
Yeah,
it all by hand so you wouldn't hit it. And then
yeah,
the telephones also ran across there,
I
and
mean, that would've been a lot larger bill than this is, that's my point.
Well, in about 5 minutes, we'll have sat here and used up our $350 just
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah. Refunded to him.
So I think we refund the 300.
300?
And then Casey, if you'll let him know that we incurred 587 costs,
okay.
that will help ease that
Fair enough.
$50.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Concur? Great. Good answer. Shall I entertain a motion?
Did we accept the warrants?
That's the
No.
motion.
Oh,
That's the motion.
Make a
I was
motion
actually
to
ahead of you,
accept-
but that didn't work for that particular one as well.
Way to keep him straight,
Make a
Joe.
motion to accept.
Somebody always does at least once a
August
meeting.
17 warrants. And a second.
Second.
The motion and a second, any discussion? Not? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, warrants passed.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Oh, I'll entertain that motion. We got a second?
Second.
We got a second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
Holy smoke. Don't look at the clock.
$10 an hour.
Well, that's a new record, ain't it? We have to pass 10:30.
You would?
tomorrow, so.
Oh, I did. Yeah, Brittany told me the
Everyone's
other
always
night,
got
I was
that
like,
phone up there.